Young Sheldon, the main characters, ranked by intelligence. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Young Sheldon 24, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. While Sheldon Cooper is considered the most intelligent character on Young Sheldon, there are also a few characters who can keep up with him. Ever since premiering in the fall of 2017, Young Sheldon has proven to be a consistent performer for CBS. A spin-off of the wildly successful The Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon provides more insight into the childhood that shaped Sheldon into the person audiences first met in 2007. Related, Young Sheldon characters sorted into their Hogwarts houses. Unlike TBVT, where Penny was the odd one out among the group of highly intelligent scientists, Young Sheldon flips the formula. Instead, Sheldon is the out-of-place protagonist in a deeply religious and conservative fictional family. But while Sheldon is definitely miles ahead from almost everyone in terms of intellectual gifts, some characters have proven that they are just as capable as him if they get there with hard work and effort. Tough and loving, but extremely narrow-minded, Mary Cooper is almost as, if not more, adamant than her youngest son. Dismissing anything that contradicts the Bible, Mary lives her life through strict adherence to the Word and expects everyone around her to follow suit. While the Mary from Young Sheldon is still not as fanatical or overtly racist as the one in The Big Bang Theory, audiences know it's just a matter of time before she gets there. And while she absolutely loves her family, her intentions are almost always selfish, hiding behind the shield of religion. Sheldon's father is a lot more laid back than Mary and the rest of the town. He tries to live a simple life, prioritizing his family and his duties over his own wants and needs. Although not nearly as intelligent as Sheldon, George tries his best to find middle ground between them, and is often a voice of reason for the young genius. While Sheldon often described his father as a violent drunk during TBD, Young Sheldon portrays a much kinder, level-headed version of George Sr. This could either mean that older Sheldon has misinterpreted his childhood, or there's something major will happen for George Sr. to go down this path. Upbeat and generally kind, Pastor Jeff is a man of faith with a somewhat keen understanding of the problems religion faces. He is usually able to counter at least a couple of Sheldon's arguments before he starts grasping for straws. Unlike the rest of the town, however, Pastor Jeff seems to be less stubborn about the religion versus science debate. He usually tries to encourage Sheldon to see his point of view using logic, and while he often fails, there's no doubt he definitely finds some value in Sheldon's opinions. Sheldon's closest friend as a child, Tam, seemed to be the only person, outside of his immediate family, willing to put up with his quirks and idiosyncrasies. Tam has a very contentious relationship with his parents, which makes him a rather mature child for his age. At one point in the series, he toys with the idea of forming a labor union with his two sisters and taking their parents to court. This shows that he's not only of somewhat above-average intelligence, but that he, like Sheldon, recognizes the value of a good old-fashioned legal procedure. The oldest sibling in the Cooper household, Georgie shares a close relationship with his father and sister. However, he also seems to clash with his mother and younger brother. Georgie is shown to be very insecure about his own intelligence, as he is often mocked by Sheldon and Mima for his seeming lack of it. Still, Georgie proves to be very business savvy, eventually becoming quite wealthy from his sales success. And while he is perhaps not academically inclined, he's still a sharp and shrewd young man with a unique understanding of how the world works. Like Penny in TBBT, Mima has a huge amount of street smarts to contrast with Sheldon's more traditional book smarts, extremely sarcastic and at times even derogatory to those around her, particularly George Sr. Mima shares Sheldon's high opinion of herself and isn't afraid to show it. The Big Bang Theory. 5 TV geniuses Sheldon could outsmart, and 5 he'd lose to. Sheldon has a very special spot for her, perhaps stemming from their mutual condescension for those around them. Mima is very loving towards Sheldon and encourages both his intellect and quirks, creating a bond between them that Sheldon carries all the way into adulthood. Another character who shares a lot of similarities with Penny, Missy may not have Sheldon's high intellect, but she has an intelligence that's all her own. She is shown to be very intuitive and observant, even as she mostly uses her data to make sarcastic comments about her relatives. Very confident and at times brutally honest, Missy would be considered a bright young girl if her talent and acumen weren't so overshadowed by Sheldon's traditionally exceptional intelligence. The high promise that she shows in young Sheldon makes her eventual future in The Big Bang Theory all the more frustrating. A college physics professor and one of Sheldon's biggest supporters, John Sturgis is one of the few characters in the show who's able to keep up with Sheldon at an intellectual level. The two form a rather close relationship that becomes endangered when Sheldon's entitlement causes severe problems for Professor Sturgis' professional life. Related. The Big Bang Theory. Every character ranked by likability. While his eccentric behavior is initially implied to be akin to Sheldon's quirks, it is soon revealed he suffers from severe mental health issues that have culminated in a mental breakdown. One of the most admirable and worthy foes Sheldon ever had, Paige gives the young prodigy a run for his money in the intelligence department. Sheldon is shown to be deeply insecure and jealous of her, as he recognizes her as a threat and even an equal. While Paige is initially driven and focused, her parents' separation soon derails her path. She becomes rebellious and stops caring about schoolwork, lashing out as a way to cope with the difficult time. Sheldon makes some serious progress in the empathy department due to his interactions with her, even offering her one of his traditional hot beverages, despite still harboring feelings of animosity towards her. The star of both shows, Sheldon remains the smartest person in the room, not only because of his naturally high intellect, but because of his willingness to keep improving. Sheldon's egotistical and narcissistic behavior makes him very difficult as a person, but it's undeniable that he really is a prodigy, a once-in-a-generation mind that's destined to alter the course of physics. Throughout his journey in young Sheldon, the audience sees the signs that lead to the adult he would become in the popular sitcom, while also understanding some of the difficulties he's always had to face. Through it all, he remains as focused and driven as ever, proving that being smart enough is only half the job. The Big Bang Theory, the 5 most and 5 least realistic storylines. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Young Sheldon 24, and stay with us.